Hi! It's -1 degrees outside, but we gotta talk. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done a vlog, and the reason is that I am super busy. Also, I've been struggling to find the time to think really about what I want to discuss, but I've been thinking about creativity, and I've been thinking about what it means to be creative. I want to tell you a story. A few days ago, I was teaching a student, and I asked this student to fill out what I call the table of standards and expectations. It looks like this. When he was filling out this form, he faced an issue. The last row asks for students to evaluate themselves when it comes to their creativity. And he asked me, what is creativity? What do you mean by that? And you know what? It caught me off guard. I didn't know what to answer. I mean, it's one of those things like, if someone asks you, what is water? Yeah, you can break it down to the physics, but ultimately water is just water. It's a liquid, it's H2O. So what is creativity? I had to find an answer. It took me like 10 seconds, but I came up with something. Okay, so creativity. For me, and this is my opinion, creativity is the ability to express yourself freely and in context without the use of cheats or crutches. Let me break it down. To express yourself freely means that you don't feel like you need to think before you play. It feels like you're just in a state of flow. That for me is when I feel free and I'm not holding on to an exercise or a lick or even an idea. It's just coming out. However, often what I see students do, and of course I've done that and I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna do it again, is that they don't express themselves in context. So if you're playing a metal song, you shouldn't be feathering the bass drum, or so I say. And if you're playing a Latin song, you shouldn't be full-on playing blast beats. You see, everything has a time and a place, and finding those times and those places is fundamental for you to develop your creativity without sounding like gibberish. It's like a language, isn't it? If I suddenly just start saying lettuce, just because I feel like saying lettuce, that doesn't make it creative. It might feel like I'm speaking freely, but it's not in context. So that compromises creativity. So what does it mean to not use cheats or crutches? Everyone has cheats and crutches. Everyone. But that's not being creative. If you're a musician, I'm pretty sure you have your favorite lick, your favorite scale that you like to play, your little solo that you always go back to whenever you're asked to improvise. That's a crutch. That means that you have a sentence that you always go back to. For example, a lot of people say like a lot. Like. And why is that? Because it's easier for them to use that word as a connection. But that's not creative speech. That's not fluid. it's getting interrupted by that word, like. So if that's the case, you're using a crutch. So if I ask someone to play a drum solo, but I say, you know what, you can only use the paradiddle, and then they don't, that's cheating. And if I ask someone to work on rebound control, and then they only use their wrists, no rebound, that's cheating. If you're trying to be creative, you can't lie to yourself. You can't cheat. You can't just come up with your own solutions. You need to learn the language first, and then you can use it. So what does this all mean? It means that if you want to be creative, you need to be free at using the language that you're trying to use in order to communicate. If you are a drummer, that means drumming. If you play the guitar, it means the guitar. That's the language. But ultimately, the language is music. So you need to know the language. You need to understand the foundation. You need to understand the notes, the rhythms, the melodies, the harmony, everything. Now, if you want to speak the language and not just be a parrot, in other words, you learn a song and you play along to the song and you learned what the original drummer played in the song, you're just a parrot. You don't know what it means. You can say it, but you don't know what it means. That's not being creative. If you want to be creative, then you must establish rules. So when you sit down to practice, you must confine yourself into a corner and then figure it out. In other words, establish limitations. That's the only way you will find out if you do have cheats, crutches, and of course, where your limits are. So remember, if you want to be creative, start by being honest. Don't lie to yourself. If it's sloppy, it's not creative. You're not saying it right. You need to work on your diction. You need to work on saying the words correctly. You need to understand also grammar. So you must understand how rhythm works. You must understand how rhythms combine work. Otherwise, it's a mess. Also, establish limitations. My advice? Establish rules that force you to do exactly what you never do. My example. I use a lot of doubles in my playing. So now I've established that I must try to solve the same problems as I said, but without using doubles. What I would usually do would be this. But I can't. I must solve the same problems without using that crutch. So it's time to suck. Okay, that wasn't great, but I'm trying, and that's the rule. I can't use doubles, because that's a crutch. What's your crutch? And by the way, I'm sorry it's been so long since I last posted the vlog. I've just been so busy. I will post a vlog real soon explaining exactly what's going on, but it's been crazy. I'm not even sure how I'm pulling this one off, but it seems like I am. So expect news real soon. Bye bye.